Gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to look at what is still the most rarest tank in the game, and that is the AE Phase 1. So there's been a few new tanks. There has been a few new tanks in the game. The WZ114, you've also got the STRVK, that is extremely rare at the moment. You've also got tanks like the Kennyotsu, which has always been rare, and you've got this tank right here, the AE Phase 1. So what is special about this tank? What makes it so rare? Now, there is only one way you can get the tank, and some people will say that tanks like the Kennyotsu is even rarer than the AE Phase 1, but I disagree. I absolutely disagree, because when the Kennyotsu was for sale, it was only for sale for a little bit, but even in that little bit, because it was so cheap, a lot of people still managed to buy it. Now, and you haven't been able to buy it since. Wargaming have never sold it, and there is no chance ever of ever getting the Kennyotsu. However, there is a chance to get the AE Phase 1. So how is the AE Phase 1 more rare than the Kennyotsu? Now, you can only get the AE Phase 1 when you buy the Battle Pass. And once you get up to level 60, then you get these crates that you have to speed up, etc, etc. And at the end of it, there is a chance to get the AE Phase 1. What is the chances of getting the tank? It's very, very, I mean, let's just have a look at what I need. Where are we? 1 second. Where is it? Just give me 1 second. So here we are. That actually I paused the video because I couldn't remember how to find it. So as you can see here, now the compensation, I mean, even if you got the tank and you managed to get the tank again, the compensation for it is just 4 million. I think Wargaming, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. Now, the drop rate chance of getting this tank, usually in crates, it's like 3% to 5%. But this tank is 0.05. That is extremely low, 0.05. It's not even 0.5%. It's not even 0.5. It's 0.05% chance of getting this tank. And then if you do manage to beat the impossible and get it twice, you're only getting 4 million. That should be about 100,000 gold. If you get it twice, that should be like 100,000 gold or something like that. But yeah, it's extremely, extremely low. So not many people are going to get this tank. I mean, you've probably got more chance of winning the lottery than you do winning this tank. But is it worth it? Is the tank generally worth winning? Of course, if you manage to win it, yeah, it is cool. It is worth it, because actually it's not a bad tank. It's a very, very nice tank. But it's a tank that no one's really ever going to play, because it is a 0.05% drop rate. So it's a tank that I don't have. It's one of the tanks that I don't have, and probably I'm never going to have it unless Wargaming do, you know, sort me out. But you never know. You never, ever know. I said that with the Kennyotsu. You know, the Kennyotsu was another tank that I was never, ever going to have. And I managed to get the tank, you know, working with Wargaming, etc. But this is a tank that I would love. This is a tank that I would love. But is it a tank that I try to get? No, I do get the Battle Pass every single month, but it's not a tank that I get. I don't get the Battle Pass to try to get this tank. Now, there are people out there that does get the Battle Pass just to try and get this tank. It is not worth it, because, as I've said, 0.05%. What is the point of spending all your gold in trying to get a tank that is such a low drop rate? Now, if it was like 5%, then of course it will be maybe worth every now and again to get in the battle pass. I mean, the battle pass is always worth it anyway. The battle pass has always been worth trying to get. But I'd never ever get the battle pass just to try and get this tank. It will be a stupid decision, and you're just going to see your money go down the drain, because unless you are very, 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 very lucky. Do you know what? Not even very, 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 very lucky. You've got to be very, 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 very lucky to get this tank, and it's not going to happen. But you never know. There are still people out there that have won the tank, and they were probably thinking the same. I'm never going to win the tank, and boom, they managed to win the tank. But overall, it is a brilliant, brilliant tier 9 tank. The DPM is very, very good for what it is. The speed is very, very good for what it is. It's like a T95 E6. It is like a T95 E6, but in a tier 9. So that is, it is nice. So if you do get the tank, you are getting an absolutely brilliant tank. And I just wish, I just wish to own this tank. I do really wish to own the tank. Do I think there is going to be a way of getting the tank? Of course, the Battle Pass has been out now for a few years. They've never bought the tank out any other way. Do I think that Wargaming are going to change it up? Do I think they're going to change it up? Eventually, I do think. Eventually, just like the ratings tank, it was the IS-6 Fearless, and now it is the other Fearless, the Lorraine Fearless. So eventually I do think that Wargaming are going to bring a new tank into the game and replace it with the AE Phase 1. They're going to replace the AE Phase 1 with a new tank. But then do I think that Wargaming are then going to sell the AE Phase 1? No, I don't. I don't think they will sell. I don't think they will sell the AE Phase 1. I think at most they'll probably replace the Lorraine Fearless to the AE Phase 1 in the ratings. But I don't think I think that might be even a long way away. At the minute, I don't think they're going to replace it. I think it will be in the Battle Pass to stay. I think it will be a permanent feature, but you never know in future. But if they do decide to change it, that's how I think they're going to change it. That is probably the most likely way of Wargaming changing it. But what they definitely won't do is change the Battle Pass tank for a new tank and then a month later sell the tank, because if that was the case, they would have sold the IS-6 Fearless already, which they haven't done. So I don't think that they are going to sell this outright. So unfortunately, if you don't buy the Battle Pass, then I don't think there is ever going to be a way right now. In future, you never know. If you play ratings, you never know. Don't quote me on that. It might not ever happen, but I'm just saying, if Wargaming do decide to change it up a bit, that is the most likely choice. The most likely choice is for them to put it in ratings, but it might not ever happen. I'm just speaking how I think if they're going to change it. Do I think they are going to change it? No, I don't think they're going to change it. So don't sit there and say, just don't go around telling people, guys, the AE Phase 1 is going to come in ratings. It's probably not. I'm just saying, this is most likely going to be the only way that people will be able to get this tank in the future if Wargaming decide to change the Battle Pass tank. But overall, like I said, an absolutely brilliant tank, and it is a shame that I can't get my hands on this like a lot of other people out there. Brilliant DPM, it looks brilliant as well. And if you like the E5, if you like the T95 E6, then for sure you're definitely going to love the Phase 1. But for most people out there, you're probably never going to get the chance to play the AE Phase 1. Now, this is where I'm lucky, and this is probably why I don't mind not owning it too much, because of course I do have a press account, and the press account has pretty much the press account has every single tank in the game. So at least I'm not missing out. At least I do actually get to play this tank, and especially making reviews for it, so you guys can also see this tank in action, because the likelihood of you even meeting one of these again is very, very low as well. But let me know if you managed to get the AE Phase 1. If you did, you're a lucky son of a bitch. So, but well done if you do. I'm not jealous at at all. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Goodbye.